Mule Wonder right here. 11:32 p.m. January 20th, 2018. Every other night, I go into a different branch of the magic. I branched out from blue at first and did red. Then the next night, or the next time, I had jumped to white. And this is a branch off of the white series. I've been watching The Kingdom of Heaven. Because first I looked at the white cards, there was a bunch of soldiers with swords, a lot of sword play, even spirits that had died, soldiers that had died still wielding swords and fighting on senses of duty and stuff, a few aspects. But I watched that and I started reading a book that I bought in 2012 but never finished. I started over for the third time. And I got to page 130, I think, tonight. And it's starting to talk about artifacts. It's based on an instrument, an artifact, a machine. And I remember that blue magic is heavily influenced by artifacts. So I'm wondering about the significance, the definition of an artifact. Okay, so I'm going to pull some out, but hold on. Bring you up to speed. I don't know if this stuff is 100% correct, but I was under the assumption that artifacts can be clothing or metal. At first I thought it was just stone, like a sword or something, but it can be shoes or anything like that. And in this book is an instrument. So I'm thinking artifact is like, it could be anything. And then a revelation hit me. God created the world. He didn't create the world so he could live here. He created the world for us to live here, to fulfill a purpose, to use the earth like someone would use a machine. So the whole earth is an artifact. Every branch could be associated with it. A person, anything. The whole world is an artifact. So I went ahead and I'm thinking I'm about to just pick up some of these artifact cards, since I did put them in my blue box in a separate case, but they're mixed with everything. So let's pull a few out and just take a look. Just pull a little bit out. Let's see. Artifacts, mixed artifacts, land, artifacts. I got lands in here. Artifact creatures, land, artifact. Just colorless spell. I got a lot of artifacts. Artifacts everywhere. Okay, I guess I do 5 more. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay. Now I'll put these back away. Alright. I got all the white cards that I separated in a special box on their own, and I'm probably going to put these in there too, so I can return to them. And by the time I go through all of them, maybe I'll be done with that color. I don't know. That's way more than I did with blue. The first thing is a creature, a construct, a guardian automaton, a robot, a golem. Guardian guarding a little kid. When it dies, you gain 3 life. The wealthy in the city of Girapur outfit their lives with grand machines, entrusting even their children to filigree and gears. The wealthy in the city of Girapur outfit their lives with grand machines, entrusting even their children to filigree and gears. A haunted cloak. See? A piece of cloth. Equipment. Equipped creature has vigilance, trample, and haste. vigilance, trample, and haste. Bear the weight of so many spirits, and you'll surrender civility and restraint to savagery and instinct. The weight of so many spirits, and you'll surrender civility and restraint to savagery and instinct. Got the tree, cloak. The spirit possessing a piece of cloth. Machine made of metal. Guarding a kid. Bear the weight of so many spirits, and you will surrender the civility and restraint the savagery and instinct. Okay, let's just keep going. Blazing torch. Equipment. Equipped creature can't be blocked by vampires or zombies. Equipped creature has sacrifice. Blazing torch. Blazing torch deals 2 damage to target creature or player. I sacrifice it and it deals 2 damage. So if you look at it, these don't seem to have nothing to do with each other. So I'll just elevate my mind frame. Think of it like maybe God would think. He built the earth. It's matter, and all of this is matter. It's tangible. And he's just looking like, what is this that he created? A torch. Fire. Zombies and vampires are repelled from it. A cloak that spirits can go into and hunt, and if you wear it, you go crazy. A golem made out of gears and metal and stone that can protect somebody's shot. So he's just like looking at the beauty of the world, and like it, I ain't gonna say like it's an experiment, but you can just see like if the whole world is an artifact. I mean, a banner. Look at it from God's point of view. A banner. Somebody, a human running around waving a flag. And you can add different color mana. Stone to endure. Roots to remember. Humans waving the flag around, inspiring soldiers on the battlefield. I mean, it's limitless possibilities. The world has everything in it. And that angelology book, I recommend you get it. It's super interesting. It says, now I haven't verified it, but it says in Genesis somewhere that God had a few sentences saying that he regretted making people. What did it say? I'll go back to it. And even as a nun, the girl said she never even noticed that scripture. Nobody ever dwelled on it or reflected on it. And if that's really in the Bible, that would be crazy. Okay, hold on. Yeah. Okay, so it's before that. Okay, so this is... Did I put my bookmark out and now I don't got my page? Oh no, bookmark's still there. Come on now. Man, this is bull crap. I can't find the page. It was saying that God said his spirit will not dwell in man forever, and it actually said he was sorry for creating man or something crazy. I gotta find it. If you permit me about 30 seconds so I can look without the camera in front of me. Well, I just opened it straight to the page. I think. Okay, here it goes right at the top of this page 105, verse 5. When the Lord saw how great was man's wickedness on earth, and how no desire that his heart conceived was ever anything but evil. 6. He regretted that he had made man on the earth, and his heart was grieved. So the Lord said, I will wipe out from the earth the men who I have created, and not only the men, but also the beasts and the creeping things and the birds of the air, for I am sorry that I made them. This was a passage from which Celestine had quoted earlier that day afternoon. Although Evangeline had read through the section of Genesis hundreds of times as a girl when her mother read Genesis aloud to her, it had been her first great narrative infatuation, the most dramatic, cataclysmic, awe-inspiring story she'd ever heard. She had never paused to think about those odd details: the birth of strange creatures called Nephilim, the condemnation of men to live only to 120 years, the disappointment the Creator felt in His creation, the maliciousness of the deluge. In all her studies and all her preparations as a novice, of all the hours of biblical discussions she had participated in with the other sisters at St. Rose, this passage had never once been analyzed. I put the camera away instead of putting the book away, and then the bookmark finally falls out. Okay, let me find my place again. Well, this is... oh well, I'm close. I'm close to where I was at. Oh well, alright, I'll pull out another card. So maybe God doesn't really like all that stuff. Let's see. Hedron Blade. A sword. Equipped creature gets 1 attack, 1 defense. Whenever the equipped creature becomes blocked by one or more colorless creatures, it gains death touch until the end of turn. Any amount of damage it deals is enough to destroy it. A blade. Yeah, people kind of forgetting that in Revelation God supposed to destroy the earth. Another automaton. Meanwhile, people entrusting the security of their kids to the earth that God made. And this was from when I was playing in 2011. I remember this. Hedron Scabbler. Landfall. Whenever a land enters the battlefield, it gets 1/1 until end of turn. I don't care when the Hedrons are woke. Why is the question that really matters. See, okay, I'm not seeing any connection to anything. I see one connection. It's always something living, and then the stone, if you consider the stone not living in each picture. You got nature, you got the stone. You don't open up a jewelry box and say, oh, this is jewelry, this is just a piece of metal. That it's all life really, but you see the stone and you see living stuff side by side. Really, you gotta look at it all as one. If God created the whole earth all together, you can't look at this and say, oh, God didn't create this. And also, it was some significance that I saw in that. Like, you got the earth, you got this card, like, this is God's creation. Maybe it's a reproduction. Maybe it's like, generations is giving birth to whatever tree ended up making this. But the story of rereading Genesis, it's all around us. Look at all of this. This is what God created in the beginning. We have it right here. This water bottle, the water in it. Pillar of War. This pillar's on fire. And it's stepping down to slap somebody with a big flaming towel. It's a wet flaming towel too. Artifact Golem. The stone come alive. Personification or whatever. Giving qualities of a human to something that's not. Is walking, is raising his hand to strike instead of, you know, falling over on you. Defender. As long as the Pillar of War is enchanted, it can attack as though it didn't have Defender. As long as it's enchanted, it can attack as though it didn't have Defender. Just because a temple has no guards doesn't mean it's undefended. So, I'm feeling a little deserted. Let's see, we got the golems. This is just intriguing. That's a pretty sword though. Besides this one throwing everything off. I don't know. Seems like all of these things, besides this one too, a man's instinct is to reach his hand out and grab this, combining the man and the sword. A man that get his point across grabs this banner. The golem in human form grabs a weapon. This man holding a piece of metal with flame to it. This cloak is haunted because a bunch of people put it around their shoulders. It's just interactions. I'll do one more because I'm stumped. Or maybe it's just an observation. A shield. Kite shield. Oh, this is the distance. Artifact equipment. Equipped creature gets 3 to defense. To my sword I owe my glory, but to my shield I owe my life. To my sword I owe my glory, but to my shield I owe my life. It's interesting. Very, very interesting. And another reason I was doing it, because I tried to sneak and go back to white magic, even though I knew my heart was telling me to study artifacts. So I pick up the deck, right? I think it should be the top 2. Yep. First card I pull out, this one. I already covered this card in my last video, so I tried to reach for something. I'll reach in the middle. This one, another card I done did in our last video. How did that whole thick ass stop? But look at this though, I'm reading Angelology. In the book, I don't want to throw no spoilers, but it's saying how angels are man-made flesh. Basically like something like this could happen. A sword, an artifact, a stone from the earth, cutting the wings off of a divine creature like an angel. And then bleeding. I I don't understand nothing about this though. Heliod's the god, the major god of Nyx. He's like Zeus or our god. Heliod's emissary. A deer, a steed, is from Nyx. It takes the form of a steed. But anyway, I don't know what I'll call this. It's just for future reference. It was a good 30 minutes I took of your time though, so. Alright, see y'all later.